I'm just going to read a couple articles and talk about them for a few minutes. The last two articles I read, I didn't notice my camera froze, so I apologize for that. But let's get into these articles. All right, so here's an article. It's titled "Disturbing: Riley Gaines' Reaction to Trans Swimmer Leah Thomas's Antifa Super Soldier Shirt." Former University of Kentucky swimmer Riley Gaines reacted to a disgusting photo of former University of Penn swimmer Leah Thomas wearing an Antifa Super Soldier shirt. Doesn't this make so much sense? Gaines said of the transgender swimmer's shirt. According to Fox News, Gaines, who's an advocate for fairness in women's sports, lost to Thomas in 2022 and became outspoken against UPenn's decision to allow Thomas to compete on the women's team. Thomas went on to become the first trans athlete to win an NCAA Division I national championship. I haven't specifically bashed Leah Thomas on anything other than calling him an entitled narcissist, which I stand by because ultimately he was following the rules in place. But this is disturbing, Gaines said of the Antifa shirt. Thomas ruffled feathers during the 21-22 season as the swimmers set pool, school, and Ivy League records. Thomas competed for 3 years on the men's team and was ranked 462 as a male swimmer. 462. But shot up to number 1 after being allowed to join the women's team last season. Wow. Thomas won the 500 freestyle at the NCAA Swimming and Diving Championship in 22, where the swimmer placed 5th in the 200 freestyle and 8th in the 100. Thomas previously dismissed criticism about being allowed to compete on the women's team in an interview with ESPN, arguing that trans women are women. That's crazy. That's a lie, and you know it. It's no different than It's no different than a cis woman taking a spot on a travel team or a scholarship, Thomas said at the time. It's a part of athletics where people are competing against each other. Yeah, but there's men's sports and women's sports for a reason. If it was just people competing against each other, then it wouldn't be male and male, female and female. It would just be everyone in one. There wouldn't be a WNBA and an NBA. There would just be one league. They wouldn't separate it. Oh, yeah. And meanwhile, the transgender rights activist at San Francisco State University held Gaines against her will for 3 hours and demanded a ransom for her release when she was on campus for an event in April. This was a speaking event. And it just blows my mind how the people on the left always say that they're afraid of conservatives, they're afraid of people on the right, we're violent and we want to hurt them. Meanwhile, it seems like nowadays every time a conservative is going to give a speech, there is actual violence breaking out. She got held for ransom. Michael Knowles was attacked. They attacked the police as well. They threw explosives, and surprisingly, they actually arrested those people, which is good. I'm pretty surprised about that. We can watch the Fox News clip.
And it's ridiculous. Some of the testimony yesterday on Capitol Hill, one of which was on transgenders competing, men who want to be women competing against women in women's sports. It seems ridiculous.
Yes,
Riley
it
Gaines
does.
thinks it's ridiculous. She's competing against Leah Thomas at the University of Pennsylvania. The whole school basically told the team, don't say anything. She would not listen as she got beat by Leah Thomas for the NCAA championship. And she went to Capitol Hill to make sure transgender athletes don't ruin women's sports. Here's a little of what she said.
In addition to being forced to give up our awards and our titles and our opportunities, the NCAA forced me and my female swimmers to share a locker room with Thomas.
So here is this article from the Daily Wire. Cold showers, now Biden admin is coming for your home water heater, by Joseph Curl, the Daily Wire. Democrats bent on saving the world have taken steps to restrict gas stoves, light bulbs, and even gas stations. Some liberal cities have declared a moratorium on new construction. And now, get ready to take cold showers. Democrats are coming after water heaters. A new Department of Energy proposal would enact more stringent efficiency requirements, compelling manufacturers to make electric water heaters use heat pump technology and gas-fired ones to use condensing technology. Today's actions, together with our industry partners and stakeholders, improve outdated efficiency standards for common household appliances, which is essential to slashing utility bills for American families and cutting harmful carbon emissions, Secretary of Energy Jennifer Granholm said in a statement. Granholm said the new guidelines would save Americans money, replacing common-sized traditional electric-resistant storage water heaters with electric heat pump water heaters. Meeting the proposed levels would save consumers $1,868 on average over the life of the appliance, with savings even higher for renters and low-income households who spend a higher percentage of their income on utility bills, she said. The proposal did not go over well with Republicans, obviously. First, they came for your gas stoves, then they came for your dishwashers. Next, they came for your water heaters and air conditioners. Now the Biden apparatchiks are coming for your portable gas generators, Forbes contributor David Blackman wrote on Twitter. So that's the tweet. From the people who want showers and faucets without enough water pressure, dishwashers that don't fully clean, washers and dryers that fully wash or dry, etc., they now want water heaters that don't fully and quickly heat, all in the name of environmentalism or climate change. Leave us alone. These products already exist in free market. Consumers should decide whether the upfront cost of a heat pump water heater is worth the possible long-term savings. In many cases, the monthly savings never make up for the upfront cost of the equipment. Representative Thomas Massey tweeted. True. President Joe Biden couches the takeaways as part of an Orwellian program dubbed Cost-Saving Energy Efficiency Standards. The U.S. Department confirmed in April that it will move forward with an August 1st ban on the manufacture and retail sale of most incandescent light bulbs. The move reverses a 2019 decision by then President Donald Trump. As everyone knows, LED light bulbs are expensive, so forget those promised cost savings. A 4-pack of EcoSmart LED bulbs costs $11.48 on Amazon, while a 4-pack of GE incandescent bulbs costs $8.99. All right, yeah, this is a long article, but I mean, this is crazy. They're going to tell you can't use gas stoves. This is ridiculous, and it's not saving anybody money. It's really not. Like this article said, you know, these options are already out there in the free market. If people wanted it, if people thought it was going to save them all this money, people would buy it, and people will buy it if that's the case. I don't think it's a good thing to force this upon people. I don't think it's going to work. It's definitely not going to do anything for the environment. These same people that are worried about the environment are creating the biggest carbon footprint. You know, they tell us not to drive our cars, don't fly on planes. Meanwhile, they're taking a private jet. You know, why don't they go fly economy and save the world that way? Uh, yeah, they just want us all eating bugs and staying in the house, I guess. I'll be keeping my same hot water heater I have had for the past years. I will not be getting one of these piece of shit electric ones, that's for sure. Another Daily Wire article. I don't, by this person, I don't know how to say their name. Ha! STEM students troll woke LGBT survey. Researchers blame rise of online fascism. And then right here, I identify as a gift card. Academic researchers reacted with horror when college students submitted irreverent responses to the researchers' LGBT ABC survey. Academics from Oregon State University wrote they were shocked to receive sarcastic and offensive responses to a survey as part of their research into undergraduate LGBT students in STEM fields. Out of 349 total survey responses, 50, or about 15%, were from malicious respondents and contained slurs, hate speech, or direct targeting of the research team. The researcher said. One malicious responder said his gender was aerosol and his race was Afro-Klingon, whatever all that is, and his disability was being 2.86% white. True, based. Another said his gender was airplane. His race was Native Elizabeth. His disability was transgenderism. Yeah, another survey respondent entered his gender as, and his race as, and his disability as my country is run by communists. One respondent put his gender as pansexual attack helicopter. The survey informed students they could receive a $5 Amazon gift card as compensation for participating in the survey. I wonder if they got it. I identify as a gift card, wrote one student, adding, I'm an ethnic gift card and putting as a disability, I don't have enough gift cards. The researchers decided to examine how the mocking responses relate to engineering culture by framing them within larger social contexts, namely the rise of online fascism. Except a lot of people, a lot of normal everyday people do not agree with this whole LGBT movement. And it's less of the L and the G or the B. It's more of the T people have problems with. And although you don't see as much mainstream coverage of people going against it as you do people saying they're for it, the silent majority speaks for itself. You know, everyone on the left, or everyone the left has tried to cancel, has made and sold way more copies of their song or movie, and everyone on the right, or everyone that has been canceled by the right, is losing money left and right. You know, they're going broke. They ended up writing a paper titled Attack Helicopters and White Supremacy. Oh, of course. Interpreting malicious responses to an online questionnaire about transgender undergraduate engineering and computer science student experiences. The targeting of social justice research and marginalized academics fits into theories of fascism as a pathway the right wing can use to exert power, one act within a larger effort. You know, the malicious responses directed at the research team had a profound impact on morale. Well, you know what? Grow up. This is the real world. This is life. And when you push ideological bullshit, people aren't going to be happy with it. So either don't push ideological bullshit or get used to people not being very happy with you. Get used to people not liking you, because that's what's going to continue to happen. You know, we don't want our children growing up in a world like this. We just don't. If lesbians and gays want to go out, get married, whatever, just don't push. You know, they're not pushing it. That's why we have no problem with them. They're not trying to teach our children that. Whereas we got drag queens and trans coming into kindergarten classes teaching them about this stuff, and pretty much saying you might be trans. I mean, there's been many videos like that. It's very concerning, and hopefully we put an end to it soon, because that ideology needs to be cut out of society ASAP.